as good, but it doesn't matter because today I am talking to you about dismantling disappointment. That's what I said, dismantling disappointment. It's when things just don't seem to go our way, when we've tried to do it right and it doesn't seem to come up the way we planned, when things are just off the Richter scale and we just haven't figured it out. Well, good morning to all of you. Good afternoon, rather. I think it's a little afternoon. And we are on with you today to really help you to understand the power that comes to us as entrepreneurs. As a kingdom leader, I know that there's so many of us that are ready to really mount this mountain, get moving, but I figured it out. And what I figured out, I want to talk to you today, and that is that we've got to back up fear, as I talked about this morning, but we can't do it if we're dealing with disappointment. And so I got some math problems I want to do. And sometimes as entrepreneurs and as kingdom leaders, as ministers, as moms and dads, as brothers and sisters, aunties and uncles, we've got a whole lot to be responsible for in a day. And what I believe is critical is that you and I learn to dismantle disappointment. Say that with me in your own space. Dismantle disappointment. This D-I-S, is a subtraction factor. It means we've got to learn to back out that D-I-S and really bring forth the appointment. And what I mean by that, hear me, because this is critical. The D is deep. The I is internal. And the S is either a sadness and sorrow or a stress that has happened because it didn't go our way, because we didn't get the return on our investment, because we didn't understand how to figure it out and get it done, that disappointment has set deep inside. And it's manifesting. Oh yeah, it's manifesting in our lives as either sadness and sorrow, which means we're not doing the business we need to do at the volume we need to do it. We are disappointed in ministry with people who we've given and poured to, and they haven't poured back and they haven't stayed put. We're disappointment in our lives, in our relationships, in our understanding, even sometime with God. Do you know that we can be disappointed with God? That there is this feeling like he didn't come on time or he didn't do what he said, something didn't work out the way it is. So if we're going to scale mountains, if we're going to understand marketplace ministry, if we're going to do the things we've been called to do, answer to the height, answer to that level that is so above us, then we've got to handle disappointment today. We have got to deal with the issues that have tried to keep us deeply, internally, either sorrowful and sad or stressed. Now, when we're sorrowful and sad, we coil. It means we do not open our hearts. We do not see the vision. We do not push with our energy. We kind of internalize. Remember, when it's disappointment, it means we're deeply internally stressing or deeply internally sorrowful. And so I've come to motivate you this afternoon at high noon for our lunchoscope and to get you moving, to get you kind of thinking out of the box, to keep you moving in your mind forward, because there are things called disappointments that need to be dismantled. And if we do not dismantle it by doing the subtraction, moving the D, moving the I, moving the S, off of the word. That is the only thing, beloved, that is going to get us to the appointments that we've got to make today. The appointments that God has set for us. The appointments that are right here. They're just right at our right hand, and we need to be ready for them. But if we are still dealing with disappointment, if we just feel like it didn't work out, and I've tried, and I've tried to do the new thing, and I've tried, to follow the right people, and I've tried to read all the books and be on the right webinars and be on the right this and attend the right conferences, and it didn't work out. It means that the thing that you're carrying in your belly, the supply that you have for your community and your sphere of influence, is really shut down. And so you cannot do that. God said, this is the day that I have made. This is the day I have developed for your breakthrough, for your coming out, for your dismantling the disappointment that wants to keep you with your head under the covers, with your head held down at lunchtime. You're driving in the car and your mind is wandering and you're not on your game. You're not at the top of the moment. You're not moving in the sphere that you've been called to move in. But we have a game plan. And if we follow this game plan, I promise you, because I've been through too many disappointments. I've been at too many places, and I'm smiling now because I have the victory. But I have been in those places where it's been so disappointing that I could not move, that I did not understand what it is I needed to do. And so yes, we must pull back. We must subtract. Say subtract. It is called the subtraction factor of business and ministry. You must learn to subtract the dis, move off the D, deal with the deep issues, deal with the internal issues, deal with the sorrowful issues, deal with the stress-filled issues. Let me tell you that when stress happens, stress keeps us from moving accurately. We may be moving. We may be kind of going through the motions. But if you're in business and if you're a leader in ministry and if you understand that the 7 mountains are waiting for the things that you offer and you're in disappointment, you're not productive, you're not effective, you're not communicative. Those are critical for those who are shaking and moving mountains, are shaking and moving gates to be open. We have to deal with our disappointments. So today we dismantle. We move in position, we get things going, and we do not allow them to do the thing that we've been called to do. We do not allow them to hinder the thing that we've been called to stunt the work, to hinder the call, to kind of get us into what we call the gray. We do not live in the gray. We have to live in the red hot zone or we live in nothing. We cannot, as business owners, as entrepreneurs, we cannot afford to be in the middle, to be lukewarm, as Jesus said. If you are lukewarm in your day, lukewarm in your vision, lukewarm in your ministry mission, lukewarm in your product development, lukewarm in the things that you are dreaming to bring solution to your market, oh my God, that's to be spewed out, and there's no room for lukewarm. So we have to dismantle. We've got to dismantle the disappointment, and we've got to move it off the Richter scale. We got to move it right out of the way. And here's the promise, that when we deal with it, that means we deal with disappointment in this way. Let me break this down for you. Let me help you. That when you deal with disappointment, you grab it by the scruff of its neck. You look at it square in its eyes and you ask the question, why have you come to me in this hour? What is it that I must learn from you? You do not run. You do not hide. You do not take down with disappointment. You address it. You eyeball it. You confront it. And when you confront disappointment and you command it to yield a return to you, you command it to tell you, to speak to you, to show you where you missed it, where you put too much stock, where you took too much time, where you kept your eyes closed and your mouth shut. What did you do so that you can learn what to do better? How will you be wiser? How will you be more articulate? How will you be more decisive? How? Because disappointment will be a teacher if you'll look it in the face and not run from it. Disappointment will be a governess to you if you will let it govern some things and reveal some things about you that you need to learn. So we are in this new year as marketplace ministers, as entrepreneurs, as kingdom leaders, as global influencers, we are looking at the disappointments of our life with stealth. We are not letting things go crazy on us. We are not letting things go haywire. And while we go in turn, remember, when it's disappointment, it causes you to coil. It causes you to internalize. It causes you to be either sad in the way that you don't produce, that you're not productive, that you're not effective, or it causes you to be stressed, which you're doing 50 million things, but you're not doing any of them very well. You're not really producing at the top of your game. You're not really even thinking through the issues. You're not considering those around you. And listen, as marketplace ministers, as those that God himself is entrusting all of the value and treasures of our experience, you see, disappointment is really a value added. Oh, can I say that to you today? At 12 noon at lunchtime, when you're biting on your sandwich and you're going through your day, can I tell you that disappointment can be a very important factor on your portfolio? Can I instruct you as one who has lived in nearly 35 years of ministry, and every disappointment has come, every hurt, every betrayal, every sadness, every scandal has happened possible. And yet what I have known and come to know deeper is that that deeply internal sadness and stress that I thought I had to live in, I was able to maximize. I've been able to monetize. I've been able to be at optimum because I understood the power to subtract the dis, learn from it, command it to give me the lesson that I needed so that I can move forward. And I'm saying that to you today. I'm saying to you, beloved, this is what you and I need to do if we're going to conquer mountains, if we're going to bring products to market, if we're going to really help people get delivered and free, if we're going to make a change on this planet and leave it a better place than it's ever been, then you and I need to address squarely, front up, eyeball to eyeball with everything that has tried to come against us. Listen, this is critical for us. We have got to do this. We've got to have a conversation in that private space, whether it's in your office, whether it's in your car, whether you're crying through the tears, whether you are mad and want to bust a wall open, whatever it is, they hurt me. They did not come through. They did not show up. Things did not produce. I did not get a rate of return on my investment. I did not get the ROI I deserved. We all understand that disappointments are going to happen. They're going to happen to the best of us, the brightest of us, the wisest of us, and the most anointed of us. But it doesn't change. It doesn't change the reality that you still have to do the math. You've got to do the hard work of looking at it squarely, asking the right questions and getting the answers you need so you can do what? Be better. Be wiser, be smarter, and move greater in your sphere of influence. Well, listen, I'm Dr. Yolanda Powell, and I am thrilled to be journeying with you, learning how to do this. Not really good at technology. I'm good at what I know, but when you got to do the point and push the button and do the things, it doesn't always go so well. But I'm thankful for your time. I'm thankful for your interest. We are here to really develop and train an army of voices, an army of marketplace ministers, an army of ministry leaders and global gatekeepers who know that they can change not only individuals, but they can transform thoughts and systems. They can move mountains and bring deliverance to nations. And you and I are a part of this great scheme of heaven to really come to earth. Remember, that's what Jesus prayed. He said, as it is in heaven, so let it be on earth. And so what I'm saying to you is we've got to deal with the thing that's keeping us from the big time, from the real appointments. You want to make appointments today, real appointments, those Cornelius appointments, those really heaven-laced appointments, then move the dis off the front of the word. Take off the D, remove the I, strike the S, and get to the real appointments that are before you, because that's what it's all about. We got to get through the dis, though. We've got to face the tough stuff. We've got to deal with the hard things. But you are the entrepreneur.